Right now, you're probably really scared, and you should be, because if you are leaving college and you have no freaking idea what you're gonna do with your life, you are fucked. You are. You wasted your time in college and now you're scrambling last minute trying to figure out what to do. So, the advice that I will give you right now is stop waiting. If you're watching, tomorrow you need to start with your plan. This is urgent. This is not for like in the next 3 months when you graduate. You needed to start doing this a year ago. So, first of all, is money. How are you going to make money? That's the number one thing that you need to do, because you should not be dependent on your parents anymore. If you were dependent on your parents while you were in college, nice, so cute, very nice for you. My experience was completely different. It was actually the opposite. When I came to America and I started going to college, my parents back in Cuba were dependent on me. So I needed to really hustle and work and make sure that I could not only support myself, but also help my family. So the number one thing that I want you to do is stop taking money from your parents. And that is going to force you to figure things out. Even if you have no way of paying rent once that happens, good. That means that you're going to finally be an adult and figure out how to fend for yourself. So money is the number one thing that we need to get you going. So sit down and write 3 things that you could do to start making money next week, that you could do right away, and start doing that right away. It's okay if your grades go down a little bit. Nobody really cares. You're about to graduate. What you need is money. Number 2, what I would say to you is you have to focus on your fitness. And why is this? You're about to go into a workforce or go into the real world or whatever. If you were like playing around and feeling great about yourself while you were in college and not paying attention to what you're eating, drinking, like eating crap, all of that is about to catch up with you when in the real world you actually have to get up and perform. So I want you to please prioritize your fitness. About the last year of college was when I found myself that I could actually become fit and work out and do all those things. And it completely changed the course of my life for the next 5 years. There is something that happens to your life when you start applying yourself in your fitness that will extend to your mindset and also your finances. So I know that you're concerned about this whole thing of work and a job and paying rent, but trust me, if you're sharp in the way that you think and what you're eating, that's going to help you do the other stuff. And lastly, I want you to sit down and really think about your relationships. And this includes both like romantic relationships and also like your friends. Relationships is like one of those tricky things that it doesn't matter how much advice you get, it all varies on the person and the situation and who you're with and who's around you. Like I could tell you things to do to make more money, and I could tell you things to do to get in better shape. But with your relationship, it's really difficult because only you can gauge if that girlfriend or boyfriend or that person that you hang out with all the time is actually bringing something good to you or not. And you probably deep down, you're just afraid to pull the band-aid and like hurt someone's feelings. But more likely than not, you're just afraid of change. And that's okay, but you cannot keep allowing that to happen. This time in your life is it's a good time to just close a chapter and move on. If you have to remove people from your life, it's okay. It has to be done. You are not the same person now that you were when you enter college, and you're not going to be the same person in the next 5 years. So it's time to make changes, and it's time to be radical about those changes. Now, the good news is you're going to make it. You're going to be fine. Everyone has gone to college and come out. They had no idea what was happening, and then they made something out of their lives. But I also see people who are 35 and they have complete different lives and they're not doing what they wanted to do. So my last advice for you would be actually go after the thing that you care about. Don't just find a way to get by and just do whatever it is that you can do. Actually do something that you love. Go for the thing that you love. Make sure that you can find a way to make money doing that thing and stick with it. There's nothing worse than spending 5 years working for a random company because they're giving you some money to pay your rent. And then you realize that you hate your life. It's just not worth it. And the last thing that I would say is whatever you do in the next year, please pick something that you actually love. Do not fall into the trap of just going working for some random company that is going to give you some money to pay your rent. And then you end up hating your life 3 years down the road. You have to do the thing that you set out yourself to do. Don't take any excuses. Don't fall to like the complacency of doing something that is easy or like what your parents want you to do. Fuck that. You have to do the thing that you really love and the thing that you really wanted to do in the first place. Otherwise, what's the point of it all? So I really hope that you take these things into consideration and that you do something of your life, because trust me, you're having the best time of your life right now, and I hope you enjoy it.